The Star Wars universe is littered with captivating planets and battles across the galaxy of good versus evil, but nothing captures our interest more than the mysteries of Mortis. In Star Wars the Animated Series, The Clone Wars, it gave us a glimpse of Mortis and how powerful the presence of the Force was on the planet. And of course, the strong beings known as the Father, the Daughter, and the Son, who, from what we understand, lived the entire time on Mortis. But even with how much we know, there are still so many questions about Mortis than there are answers. And my first question to you is whether or not Mortis is even a planet at all. We do get to witness that Mortis appears in front of Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Ahsoka at the start of the arc, but once the story ends, they appear right back where they started, and it even seems like only a mere few seconds have passed since they disappeared into Mortis. So this really makes me lean towards Mortis being something more spiritual or metaphysical. And some of that evidence comes from how strong, how powerful the Force is, and the presence of the Force on Mortis. And who better to tell us about that than Qui-Gon Jinn himself, who appears on Mortis. Now listen exactly to what Qui-Gon Jinn says about Mortis.
What is this place?
Unlike any other, a conduit through which the entire force of the universe flows. This planet is both an amplifier and a magnet.
Now, remember this part of his line, a magnet, and we're gonna come back to that later. But I want you to focus on the line he says before that, the amplification. It's an amplifier. And the best example that we have of this is when Anakin Skywalker controls the Daughter and the Son on Mortis.
The planet is the Force. Use it. You will let them go.
Not only is this a great demonstration of Anakin Skywalker's power and his full potential as the Chosen One, but this is clearly done with the amplification of the Force that is coming directly from Mortis. It's almost like it's a home field advantage, like in sports. So now we understand what's possible on Mortis because of the Force and how powerful it is. So now we have to remember exactly what Qui-Gon says. The entire Force of the universe flows through Mortis. So Star Wars is located in a galaxy, the far, far away galaxy. So this is where all the stories, all the expanded universe movies, everything are taking place in this one galaxy. But this is just one galaxy in the entire universe of Star Wars. So if you can understand that the entire Force in the entire universe, not just the Star Wars galaxy, the entire universe is flowing through this one point, and that point is Mortis. That is an incredible amount of force coming from everything in existence. It's pretty massive when you understand that concept. So if Mortis is connected to everything and is able to do this, then perhaps maybe, yes, it is not a planet and it's not fixed in one physical area. Perhaps it is able to travel into different dimensions and different realms in Star Wars. Most obviously, the physical plane and maybe a spiritual plane. Star Wars Rebels gave us the world between worlds, and at the gate of that temple, we find illustrations of the Father, the Daughter, and the Son who lived on Mortis. With this evidence, we can assume that Mortis is also connected to the world between worlds. And Dave Filoni said this about the world between worlds.
It's just about a place where everything comes together and you hear different things echoing throughout time because it's all fluid in that moment, in that place. It's not this material thing that's linear. Everything is occurring all the time.
So if time and everything are all fluid, existing in that one moment in space, and if Mortis is connected, perhaps Mortis does exist around the same plane as the world between worlds. So not in the physical universe, but perhaps somewhere else. And when we talk about planets, specifically planets existing right now, that we understand has an axis. It's rotating, it's spinning around something. But this is where the science fiction becomes science fantasy, which is how Star Wars operates. And this actually leads up into my next question. What if Mortis does in fact have phases, like a moon? And these phases allowed Mortis to move anywhere between the physical and metaphysical realm. But when you think about how it operates and how it operated in the animated Clone Wars series, it could literally appear anywhere in the galaxy. I mean, not just the known far, far away galaxy where all the stories exist in Star Wars, but perhaps anywhere outside of that galaxy in the entire Star Wars universe. And funny enough about the phases, in the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary, there are indeed phases of Mortis. And this was theorized by Jedi Master Thorpe, so it's just someone coming up with an idea about how Mortis can operate. But if Thorpe's theorem is correct about Mortis, well then everything might have changed as soon as the Chosen One had appeared on Mortis. Anakin Skywalker was the Chosen One, and the Father did believe that, and perhaps that is why Mortis did show itself. And with the events that followed Anakin Skywalker's appearance on Mortis, well, Mortis has vanished. Nobody knows where it is now. So very clearly, not just the ones, right? The father, the daughter, and the son are all living there, and wherever they came from is a mystery in itself. But Mortis, right? The planet is of the Force. It is very potent, very strong inside the Force. Perhaps Mortis has a will of its own, just like the Force itself. And as Qui-Gon stated, it is a magnet. It is attracted to certain entities, and in the Clone Wars, it was very clearly attracted to something very strong in the Force. That potency of the Force was the Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker. So Mortis was attracted. Like a magnet, it pulled. And this is essentially my final questions, because this is why I wanted to make this video in the first place, because Mortis is so compelling, it is so interesting. It is a large mystery with so many questions. But here's the thing, if Mortis can appear to Anakin Skywalker, right? Just manifesting out of thin air in front of anyone or anything it chooses to, where is it now? Where is it going? And where is it going to appear next? Or who is it going to appear to next? I hope we see Mortis again, and I hope that Mortis does play a larger role in the story going forward, whether it appears to Ahsoka, whether it appears to Luke Skywalker or Rey, maybe even something in the Dawn of the Jedi movies. I'm excited either way. Let me know what you think about Mortis. I would love to see other videos and other comments talking about this. It's pretty awesome, and I just want to discuss. Hope you all enjoyed this, fam. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you around. Deuces.